head into the very first game of week number 2.
It's working out for the time being. No eliminations found, though. They haven't been able to add those to the tally, despite their efficacy on that coast.
Yeah, and Hyper just really struggles to pick up those elimination points early on. We saw it through the Americas and the League stage, but hopefully they'll turn things around. They have 4 up, which is good for them. Nanobete snaking up. Oh, wait, that was the last player from Inco?
Yeah.
Wow, we saw them as 4 just seconds ago, but this is Sandhawk after all, taken down to just 1, and they're out.
Brazil where, man? What's going on? Both of our Brazilian teams getting taken out early with very little points gained. Inco 2 points. Intense game 0. They went down pretty early on as well. We've got Nigma Galaxy who've been able to hold it down on the south side as well, playing as 4, but everybody else a little bit less lucky than that. And we'll be seeing if Nigma Galaxy can push in here, because Dusan at the moment are quite split on that south side. There is a potential opening here if they crash right.
Does cost them very dearly. Last player up, NB Esports. Can he snake it out? Maybe get some placement points. Top 8 is not much placement points whatsoever.
Next, Ruya on that northwest point, looking to try and hold out 6-8. Sunan is still going for 6-8, despite their open ground push that got them torn to pieces there. N-Hyper going down with no eliminations as well. And a lot of teams trying to make that push. Here comes Nigma Galaxy, and they have actually found a way into Painan on the southwest point.
Yep. Yeah, that split from Dusan, not able to stop any of the players from Nigma Galaxy coming in. Nigma Galaxy in a really great position, but will this 50-50 limbo continue? A 6-8 actually managed to get Sunan into the zone. I don't know how he managed to do that, and the circle goes right on to Nongshim Red Force, but both sides of the river still in the next circle.
It actually kind of favors Nigma Galaxy on the rotation here, because Dusan are going to have to regroup further south, right? Next, Ruya should be able to watch those crosses, watch those shifts, but if you're going to open up onto groups, if you're going to find these knocks, that is an excellent signal for Dusan to try and regroup south. And that is a split knock as well, meaning they can't go for that instant res.
Yeah, they're going to have to cross over, and that player watching that cross very keenly. They do make the crossover. The revive will come through. Dusan does make more leeway into this zone, though, and you can see they're getting ahead of Nigma Galaxy off just that knock alone. So even though no confirmation, that knock was huge. It might have given them positional power to win this match if they can make it across the spray of next Ruya. One of their players will go down.
That's what I was talking about, those crossfires through the streets. It's so hard to move south, and now we have no teams with all 4 players alive, except for Nigma Galaxy, who have been just slowly marching forwards. This is great stuff from this roster, from this team. Starting out well. Dimkan with the angle down the alleyway, but he's got a wall right next to him. Can't really do much than just try and fade away from this one as they try and cross the river. They need to get across, but the time is running out. Next, Ruya still on this crossfire as they continue their pressure from that north side as Dusan clash in the streets of Painan, and nobody is looking good. Nobody's looking hot for it. The nades pour through, so many knocks on this southwest side, and it is curtains for Dusan, who have held out for so long, and Ralph not long for it either.
Yeah, Nigma Galaxy does manage that 3rd place position, though, so that was good for them. That's the best they can hope for, because neither of those teams are making it across this river, not with Nongshim and next Ruya.
Fight as long as they don't get spotted from across the way.
Yeah, Inco with a beautiful rotation to that spot, too. They cut ahead of Nasser, and I believe it was Dusan, right? And they just moved right ahead. That's not a very, favorable spot to be in, but the little dips, the hay bales, does provide just enough cover for them to survive. Nigma Galaxy turning their eyes back down to next Ruya. Next Ruya not catching a break whatsoever. Constantly being shot at by the Nigma Galaxy team.
Bombarded there. We saw Nigma Galaxy get their own back out to the eastern side. Wary of it now. Nenebete hesitant to go for Vitali to get that res for the time being. Nigma Galaxy rocking right on up to next Ruya. Not a pause to be seen. A nade in response, but that's not going to do much when you're already dead from beyond the grave.
Nigma Galaxy just biding their time right now. Teams are going down left and right, and Nigma Galaxy still stay alive with 3. It comes down to 7th element, and Nigma Galaxy and the likes of Dusan down to 2. Junie will get confirmed here. And I was just going to say, the manpower advantage in Nigma Galaxy, but they lose a big one. Ralph in the front lines does get knocked, gets the information though of where these players are, and Coops maybe can land a nade. That is quite a far distance throw, almost.
The second to follow it up, goes a little bit down the hill. A third nade, everything's bouncing, it's taking damage, it's forcing him out of cover. There's another one to go for, and Coops, oh, he just sat through that. That was a really ballsy play coming through. To be able to hold behind that tree, somehow doesn't get tagged up by that nade. 3 more still, and Ralph gets flushed away. Nigma Galaxy, not in the circle, but then again, nobody else is either. That's what you need. Coops finally hits the mark.
Coops threw at least 5 nades that way. He's still got 2 more to play with. Coops with 4 eliminations, however, so definitely want to hand him that util because he's making work of it. Now it's down to a 2v1 circle, favoring more the side of Dusan, and they've got trees to play with. Nigma Galaxy not in the zone, and I think they will have to cross over a little bit into the open. Coops goes for a nade, will not find the last player of 7th Element.
24 OP, crawling his way, elbows in the dirt, wanting survival, wanting to live this one out, but will be denied that opportunity. Now 2 versus 2. Dusan versus Nigma Galaxy. We've had this lobby in a chokehold for a while, and Lord, he gets into an open position, but
nice
Coops
trade.
has the response. So important for Coops to be able to find that. It was all over if he didn't. Takes a little bit of damage, but it's both ways, and both of them stop immediately to heal.
The 1v1. I didn't think we'd see it so early into the tournament this week, but we will have a 1v1 wide open crossing for both players. Coops smartly has a wherewithal to confirm the point while in safety. Every point matters here, so he will take the patience to do that. But Blue Zone is closing in, John. Who's going to win this 1v1?
Coops right now has 2 first aids. QX doesn't have any. These trades do go the way of Coops if he's able to just get 1 or 2 tags on, but he steps out wide. He's hard peeking the challenge. He's daring QX to step for it, and he's getting the winning shots in through as well. QX is winning out this trade for the time being, but can there be an answer? Coops eats 1 more, swaps out to the Bison. So low. QX hiding behind the tree. Coops, can he find cover? Can he make it to this next tree? If he can get this first aid off, he has a massive advantage. But QX cuts him down just in the nick of time, and it will go their way. What a way to close it down. A deserving celebration coming through as Dusan find the chicken dinner they were denied over in Painan. Can they hold on to it? Divine falls as well. It is 6-8 to keep going.
Over the bridge top.
Hang on a minute, no, Divine's been swimming all the way through, and Binny's here to play. For Dusan will finally fall to Coops from Nigma Galaxy with the high ground. We knew they were going to be so brutal here, and it is Dusan to fall first.
Oh, one of Hyper goes down here. The 2v3, another player goes down. SDE looking to win this 2v3. GK first taking a lot of damage through the smoke, and well, Nigma Galaxy is here to clean things up. They identified the weak side, and Hyper goes out. Now it's a 2v4 situation. Surely, not Hyper, Nigma Galaxy takes this one. One of them goes down though, John, so I'm gonna hold that for now.
They might have been looking to get a little bit of a resupply of some of these bodies here, but Coops looking for that res. Shing actually takes away a lot of that utility. The bird is there, still a vehicle. They give Coops up as well, and they are just going to let that one lie. Ralph crashing back to the compound. I mean, they know they have the walls as cover. I feel like they probably could have committed for the res there and brought Coops back into the fold, but it's just not quite going to work for them this time around. They don't pick him back up at a 3 versus 2.
Yeah, that res would have been very risky. We saw Shing just pick up 4 nades, a couple of mollies. If the res continued there, it would have been another player down. Coops is going to crawl all the way back. Is he going to make it? I don't even think it really matters, though, because this next zone is going to go to nothing, and the center is right on top of the compound. So SDE will have to push in the wide open, and Coops is even going to get revived potentially.
Coops
I think he is.
Looking to get through on the smoke train. Ralph dashes out. I said they needed to pick him up before, and they are just going to try and keep that one going. And Coops will be picked up indeed. The smokes give them the cover that they needed. Now 6-8 with it all to go for, with 2 players alive. 8 eliminations so far. I said this was potentially a team that could make it all the way. I didn't really expect to be close to right here, but either way, they make it this far, but with only 2 players standing, in the face of 4, in the face of the utility that it looks like Nigma Galaxy are likely to still have in the back pocket. They have been expending a lot of nades, they haven't been using a lot of smokes, they've just been holding these sightlines. And they can look to just shut this one down. Coops swings out, looks to go wide. Ralph crossing the road as well. They're putting the pressure on. They're not letting this come to them. They are taking this into their own hands. A break wide, and Coops is still forwards, rolls down for one, swings out, hops out the buggy, doesn't find the second, but there's the backup from Ralph. And a clean finish from Nigma Galaxy on their compound position. They're able to capitalize, and a great finish coming through from this roster. A really, really solid finish coming on through. They were gifted with the circle time and time again. They're going to have to readjust that angle. In the meantime, Nigma Galaxy and NB are going to clash, but it seems like Ralph and Coops will be sentinels on this south side for them. Mondo now the last to stand, and in the face of Lord, will he be able to triumph? It's looking pretty hairy, and it will be shaved away as well. That is NB falling, and a clean engagement from Nigma Galaxy.
Ending coming into the late game for one of these teams.
A lot of stragglers being picked up now. A lot of solo dolos getting rolled over. As Coops finds one of them. And Hyper eliminated. They did get 5 elims. Their north side aggression, their fight there, just pulled them too far apart, and they weren't able to move.
Here with a squad of 4. They should clean that one out, right out. Nades coming in. Nigma Galaxy on their end, getting cut down to 2. Good nade. Doesn't get the knock, though. Does force that player down. And Nigma Galaxy not even in the zone yet. They still have to fight their way in. And Gnomesham Red Force coming out over the top with 4 players. They're probably going to look to clean out the entire northern side from their position.
Dusan eliminated, with Nigma Galaxy starting to flag now, with Ralph down and Coops on the high ground isolated. This is a chance for STE to launch themselves further up the tables if they can play from this west side effectively. Can they pick up these points where they need to? Because right now they've got 3 eliminations that we wanted to put a lot more. They were sat 13 points behind Nigma Galaxy at the start of this match. That's extended with the eliminations that both teams has got to 15 points between them. So STE looking to extract value here. But it is still a tricky spot. The next zone just about to close.
Well, let's shift to the west where most of the teams are, or maybe even to the east. Alien might catch a lucky break here, and it does. I think he's in the zone, and he's so barely in the zone that I don't think Gnomesham is going to bother him. Gnomesham's probably going to stay on the...
They have gone really bold on this one. Right next to Morph with 4 players. Are they going to be able to hold this one off? I'm not too sure if they've got the power there. They've got Koi and GK first in that position, and Morph are going to back them off seemingly for the time being. But there's nades pouring through. Is that... It's still, yeah, it's still just them there. Looks like Freak may be able to get a third-party angle as the center shack gets contested and won out by Nigma Galaxy. So potential for them to get a little bit further against 628, who did hold that one before. Morph, in the meantime, still being held out. NB on the western side. Nigma Galaxy? Are they going to be able to get it again? I'm not sure. But take a look at this, because Inko have just removed and Hyper from the fray.
Yeah, and look at Free coming in to get a quick point, that third party. I love what Nigma Galaxy's doing here. Instead of sending all 3 into the zone, pretty much in a shack, which cuts down the utility of numbers, they're leaving Freak out there to pick up whatever points he can, get information, and just do damage on teams that may push them later on. So good job on Nigma Galaxy to not just have everyone in one shack and stay alive. Freak doing a good job on his own, getting damage here and there, putting out suppressive fire. It's going to be tough for him to make it into this next one, though, as I don't think he has a vehicle. Inko lost another member to Nigma Galaxy, so Inko down to just 2 players.
I feel like you've got to land a couple more of those shots, Freak. Unfortunately, with the Mini 14, he's even got the Apex on board. He's just not quite landing them on the target that he's looking for. He's really suppressing Morph, sure, but the blue zone is pushing him out. He hasn't done enough damage to give him full safety, but he rolls on down the hillside nonetheless, as Inko are going to be eliminated in the meantime. They try and move further north, and they were shut out.
Yeah, shut out about Nigma Galaxy, actually. So the one finish from Freak on the south side does help out with that. It's just Coops here, along with his teammate Lord. Dead center zone. They could just kind of wear things out here, as everyone else is going to have to start fighting now.
That's the nade over onto Coops. I mean, they had the door side available to them. There's no way you can't put that nade through, really. As they close on in, looking to jump in through the window. That's the first knock. That's the first flush. And they want more as they push in, but Zipian's cut through. It's Lord to stay alive for Nigma Galaxy. The challenge of one, knows there's a reposition, doesn't have any nades, has a Molotov to jump. Binny, he's showing exactly where he is. Both of them know exactly what the other one is doing, exactly what the other one is thinking. But Lord is biding his time. No nade in front, Binny. Scare shots, but nothing more than that. Doesn't have a nade of his own either. Maybe looking to loot his teammate. Maybe blast the door off its hinges, but he's backed off the angle. He's going for it. Binny's spoiled. Lord able to hold it down for Nigma Galaxy to go even deeper into this match. 5 eliminations from what we thought was a match in tatters for this roster. Now, the time to descend has come through from Nongshim Red Force.
Dusan with that 2v1 definitely messed it up, doing a fragment and push. Lord now in another 1v1. Tiger here giving Lord a challenge, and Lord just playing on points, winning 3 1v1s in a row, and Nongshim Red Force fighting with Morph. I was saying Morph could win this match if they can take this fight. One of them does go down. Nongshim Red Force down to just 2 players. They're taking out. Morph wins the fight on the east side, but who's still up? We have 3 colors. Mormon is still alive, John, and he could potentially ruin things for Lord. Lord on a tear, though. 1v3 scenario? Yes. Can Lord pull off a miracle here?
7 eliminations right now for Nigma Galaxy. 3 more needed. A 10 elimination chicken dinner, but it is such a tall order. Although, look at the util for more. They are really bare right now. They are going to have to push up and maybe take this challenge fairly clean. As Cleon cooks that nade, the one and only in the back pocket. He steps up, takes damage. Close range as well, but the Grows are sure, but can you win out the challenge? 1 first aid still in Lord's back pocket. The side angle for Cleon. He's taking the challenge. He might have overexposed, but there's the push, and he's on the swivel. Lord is still on for more, but he's so low on HP. He steps out for the challenge, and it is just too much. It was close.